So it is almost 2 in the morning. I cannot sleep. So what do? I do this. I haven't done this for a really long time. The energy is affecting me in a way that it has not done so in a couple years. For those that have been through it and know it, this feels like 2022. So I figured, why not do this? Maybe it will help me feel better one day when I look back on this. Um, Maybe it will help someone that's going through it now. So, the energy in Venus retrograde. I actually have Venus retrograde in my natal chart. And so I figured, I guess this is affecting me in a very large way right now. Maybe others that's affecting them as well will be able to understand. So yeah, like I said, it's 2 a.m., almost 2 a.m. I have my feet propped up on my walker because I am still, learning how to walk. Doing better now though. So I kind of wanted to talk about Venus retrograde. And we've also got a full moon coming up and a lunar eclipse on the 14th. And on the 14th, Mercury's also going retrograde. And so for those who are highly sensitive, may the force be with us. I might cry a little bit during this. So having Venus retrograde in your natal chart, I didn't realize until very recently what that meant. That means solitude, loneliness, hard in relationships. Here I thought it was because, I'm an introvert, hermit, that hard life, all that jazz. It's been hard. It's been hard. So before, 18, I didn't have any relationships, never had a boyfriend. All the crushes that I did have, boys I did like, they always, like another girl would always come in and like, I'd be just left there like, okay. Got married at 18. I'm an 80s baby, so guess that age. I was married for 19 years. That was not a fairy tale. So I'm highly immature when it comes to romantic relationships. And so, once I got divorced a few years ago, I was like, okay, yeah, I like myself. I'm getting into that. Let's see what's out there. And it was crickets. It was crickets. Had a odd love that, I don't know what that is. Yeah. And so it makes it hard. Also, too, I've noticed that I don't have any close friendships. And that's something. And I'm really fun. I really like myself. But I cannot get it to stick. I am a little odd, a little strange, a little intense. So maybe that's what it is. But I'm coming to terms with it. It is the Venus retrograde in my chart. It makes relationships, connections, I'll say connections in the physical, so like elusive to me. Like, what's that like? What I have my VA rep that got divorced around the same time that I did a few years ago. Lovely, lovely being. Now she is married again. Found someone. And I was like, I can't even find a friend. I'm laughing, but I'm really like not laughing. And so a couple years ago, I was called to start this page, to connect, to be like, okay, let me find my community. 3 years later, still no community. Still searching. But I will say that it has granted me the awareness to really fall in love with myself. So, like, I mean, I think I'm funny. I think I'm silly. Yeah, a little immature, but sincere. And so it's really giving me that time in the solitude to fall in love with myself. But when it comes to anything outside of myself, it is very, very difficult. I had an example of this. Yes. So think of it like this, having Venus retrograde in your natal chart, that you're in school, it's PE, and everyone is picking each person for their team. School is rough, okay? That's like survival of the fittest right there. And so everyone is picking their team, it's an odd number. There's going to be one person that's not going to be able to play. The one that is Venus retrograde in their natal chart is like the one that's not only picked last, but the one that's not even able to play at all because it will make the teams uneven. So that person has to go sit out. So I feel like for a lot of it, I have not even been able to even play the game. I don't know what it's like to be courted. I don't know what that's like. Like in the regular sense. I don't know what it's like to have a best friend since I was 5. Anything like that. I can barely hold on to a friend for a few months, and then it seems like not a big fallout, it just dissipates. So I have a lot of time in the solitude, which I am an introvert, so that's okay. I feel like I have my moments of winter, where it's like I just want to go into a shell. And then I pop out, I'm like, I'm ready. So as I'm doing this, you probably can notice that winter is clearing off for me, and I am wanting to connect, which is why I'm doing this. Don't know how many more of these I'm gonna do, just because. Can't believe I'm doing this at 2 a.m. But here I am. The energies are strong. The energies are very strong. And maybe anyone will see this. Maybe anyone will watch it all the way through. It is silly. It's odd. And that's another thing, maybe that's kind of weird. In my relationships, even my friendships, non-romantic, I like odd. I like a little strange. I like intense personalities. Because that's me. Highly spiritual, believing in something strongly. So maybe that kind of makes it be a little bit elusive too. Yeah. I feel like when I do try to reach out to those, they're not there. And so I'm just always grasping at air. Maybe now that winter's thawing out for me, maybe it'll be time my season to have a friend again. Someone that I can banter with, that'll understand my quirkiness. At this point, I've given up on romantic relationships. That's just not even happening. But a nice, good, solid friendship would be really ideal. I do great in the first round. Like the small, I don't even like small talk. But oh yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Those things are great, but really getting into the nitty gritty, I don't think that I've had anything like that for a long time. Years and years. I haven't even been properly kissed in 15 years. Luckily, I'm not big into touch, or else that would be hard. Having Venus in your natal chart makes you incredibly independent. Okay, as I slowly drop my legs from my walker, scooting up a little bit, it makes you very, very independent, because you really can only rely on yourself. I don't have a close relationship with my parents. It's just me for most of it. And that's something that at times gets heavy. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. I don't know if anyone else has Venus retrograde in their birth chart, or even just sensitive to energies. But you're not alone. There is always someone that's going through something that you're just not alone. Maybe this will reach someone. I don't know. I know it's making me feel better. What else? As I continue to ramble on. Ooh, a longer video. Okay. What do I want to let my future self know? Did a lot by yourself. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know what it's like to have that other partner that's in a balanced relationship. Somebody tell me in the comments section, if anyone is listening, what's that like? What's it like to have a balanced relationship, even in a friendship? You know, I think when you have Venus retrograde in your natal chart, you automatically become very mistrusting. Always thinking that someone has ulterior motives, or they're going to hurt you. I seem to attract the ones that want to poke at my wounds instead of helping me mend them. Isn't that something? So I find it easier just to kind of be alone. Hence, while I'm up at 2 a.m. doing this, because the energy is affecting me greatly. So within this next week, you know, we've got, I think this Venus retrograde lasts for about 40 days until the 12th of April. We have got a total lunar eclipse coming up on the 13th, 14th of March. And then on the 14th, the full moon, and Mercury goes into retrograde. So it's a lot going on as the winter thaws. So just know, you walking this path, this awareness path. Ooh, I wish it would have had a disclaimer when I wish it would have had a disclaimer. Like, okay, you're going through this spiritual, awareness. This is happening. Your life is going to fall apart. At least 3 times. It's going to be built back together. You're going to have to find resiliency within yourself that you never knew possible. You're going to be in solitude quite a bit, because that's where real growth happens. It's like, is this what I... It's really not how they make it seem. It's not like, okay, once you reach this point, maybe when you reach like mid, because this is levels here. There is levels to this awareness. When you reach that mid level, yeah, maybe you have strong community, but when you start going through the levels, it gets more and more sparse finding people to connect with. It really is. You go through these challenges each time that are meant to peel off your layers. And each layer is like peeling off a part of your lifetime. Okay, my back is still healing, so now we're going to stand up. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's all I really got right now. Hopefully you are faring far better than I am, and that if it is 2 a.m. where you are at, I sincerely hope that you are sleeping restfully and dreaming beautiful dreams. Wow. That just happened.